disgusting what's going on with her. You guys need to put a stop to this because it is going too far. She was out there hacking again versus Phoenix today. And not only was she out there hacking and doing all of that stuff, let's look at her trying to interrupt the Phoenix Mercury's huddle and start a fight with Satou Sabally and Mercury players. Let's look at this nonsense. You guys need to put a stop to this.
Y'all need to put a stop to this. Dijonai Carrington waited until the final buzzer to try turning Satou Sabally into her personal punching bag because apparently 4 quarters just weren't enough. And Cathy Engelbert, she's out here acting like she's running a yoga retreat instead of a professional league. Someone get this woman a whistle and maybe a fire extinguisher. This isn't just WNBA drama. It's a full-blown spicy showdown. You won't believe what went down. Grab your popcorn. This one's unhinged in the best way possible.
Drama going down here after this ball game ended. Well, I'm surprised security.
Now you see her go approach her? You see her go approach her? You see her go approach her from behind? And that look, her teammates are having to pull her back and all of that. Bro, you lost. Y'all got smacked. Y'all have won one game. Take your sorry asses to the locker room. Take y'all sorry asses to the locker room. Y'all won one game all year. Shout out to Paige. You had a hell of a performance today. Y'all stink. Don't interrupt the other team huddle. Take y'all trash team to the locker.
Oh, it gets wilder. The real question is, how is this still happening? How are we in the year 2025 watching paid professional athletes throw WWE-style tantrums like it's a middle school hallway brawl? And somehow, Cathy Engelbert is just out, here sipping chamomile tea like everything's fine. Ma'am, are you running a league or hosting an anger management support group with a scoreboard?
Doing? Seriously, what are we doing this season? What happened to you in the off-season? Who hurt you, Dijonai? Ever since the season tipped off, you have been a one-person wrecking ball, wrecking havoc on the floor, wrecking havoc after the game, approaching officials, eye-raking Jessica Shepard. Another week, another day of dirtbag Dijonai Carrington. A game where Paige Bueckers had her best game as a pro.
Let's talk about Dijonai Carrington for a second because we've officially reached a new level of unbothered chaos. She's not just throwing elbows in the paint, she's out here delivering full-on karate chops mid-broadcast like she trained at the Shaolin Temple. Blink too fast, and you'll miss the moment she went full Bruce Lee on a layup attempt. At this point, every post-game handshake feels like a secret audition for Cobra Kai, WNBA edition.
Another basketball game, and this time it's with a top-notch player, man. Her and Satou Sabally had a powerful exchange after this game, and you already know Phoenix put the beast on Dallas. Dallas, one of the worst teams in the league. This should come as no surprise, bro. But one thing I can tell you is Dijonai Carrington behavior is starting to look a little spooky, bro. At this point, bro, something has to.
And then there's the hair pulling IS. You heard that right. We've got WNBA players snatching each other's extensions like it's the final round of a Real Housewives reunion. How did we go from fast breaks and fadeaways to full-on follicle warfare? Someone call the league office not just for fines, but for hazard pay. At this point, forget mouth guards. These ladies need helmets and signed insurance waivers.
Okay, they both they were doing pretty good guarding and defending each other. Like, it was starting to get heated up again. They're very competitive women. Okay, Satou Sabally stands at 6'4". Dijonai Carrington is at 5'11". The truth is, though, low key, they kind of have been going at it, so to speak, for some years now. I remember I saw a clip back in from 2023. Just YouTube it here, guys. It's on YouTube here for free. Just type in Dijonai Carrington, Satou Sabally 2023. They got into it, they kind of clashed, and then Dijonai Carrington had said something to her out of bounds. She did something to her. She got fined $200, and then they was on Twitter talking about it. And Dijonai Carrington had added Satou Sabally. She was like, "Come on, Satou, it ain't even got to be like this." And Satou Sabally was like, "Girl, whatever." Again, Satou Sabally, okay, has been she's slick at the mouth. Okay, her and Dijonai Carrington, they act like they ain't got no media training. They act like they ain't got no home.
And here's the real kicker: Dijonai Carrington isn't some random wrecking ball. She's a selective bully. She doesn't throw down with just anyone. Oh no, this isn't chaos without calculation. DJ picks her targets like she's drafting her fantasy fight club, only coming for players she's confident she can steamroll. Try pulling that nonsense on someone like Aja Wilson or Brittany Griner, and see how fast she gets folded like a beach chair. But DJ? She's out here squaring up with rookies and anyone under 6 feet like it's her afternoon hobby. It's giving playground energy. She's the kid who slaps your lunch tray off the table, but only if she's sure you won't hit back. Classic bully behavior, bravado with a safety net. And you know what? That's the part that stings the most. She knows exactly what she's doing. This isn't heat of the moment passion. It's premeditated mayhem with a spritz of ego and a side of poor judgment. And where is Cathy Engelbert in all of this? Probably in a boardroom, drafting a very soft, very vague statement about sportsmanship and high standards while the league turns into a compact soap opera. Cathy, you don't need a PR team, you need a referee crew with riot shields. Because what's happening on that court isn't passion, it's borderline battery.
Get her out of here, man. Get her out of here. Why is she even up there? Get her out of here. Dijonai Carrington, you have done enough. WNBA, are you going to step in? You remember the last time I said, since the refs won't handle her doing all these flagrants, somebody gonna have to step up and fight. Now we're after the game and she's approaching someone to fight. She's approaching someone hostile. You're like, you too hostile. You just got popped. Y'all have lost 10 games. You have won 1 game. Get your ass to the line.
Let's just imagine the scene for a second. The final buzzer goes off. Everyone's tired, sweaty, maybe a little annoyed. But instead of dapping up and heading to the locker room like functioning adults, Dijonai Carrington decides it's time for a surprise episode of Mortal Kombat. Satou Sabally is still trying to tie her shoelaces, and DJ's already assuming a ninja stance, possibly humming her own entrance music. It's madness. The crowd's confused, security's asleep, and Cathy? Still nowhere to be found, probably. Downloading a mindfulness app. Meanwhile, DJ is turning the WNBA into the Wild West, one shove at a time. Let's be clear, this isn't competitiveness gone too far. It's unchecked aggression with a whistle nearby. And every time the league fails to respond with real consequences, it sends a message. Hey, go ahead and body slam someone if you're having a bad shooting night. We'll just fine you $250 and post a cute "be better" tweet. Where are the suspensions? The accountability? The leadership? Dijonai Carrington is pulling off an entire fight card in slow motion, and nobody's pressing pause. She's the Tasmanian devil in braids, wreaking havoc while the league's top exec is somewhere reorganizing color-coded spreadsheets.
Last night, Dijonai Carrington said, "Oh, what? Paige Beckers is going to get all this shine after her amazing game? Paige Beckers is going to get all this publicity after this amazing game? How do I take the spotlight off my teammate, act like a child, and have everybody's eyes on me? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to approach Satou Sabally. As the Phoenix Mercury are over here huddling, Satou Sabally gets into it with one of the Wings teammates. They're over here. Yeah, you see? Yeah, Satou Sabally jawing at Dijonai. And that's Dijonai. That's dirtbag Dijonai, by the way, with that thigh tattoo, as you see.
Cathy Engelbert's got all the authority of a substitute teacher in a classroom full of feral middle schoolers. Everyone's doing whatever they want while she helplessly scribbles names on a clipboard no one's ever going to read. And don't even try to tell us this is just passion. Passion is diving for loose balls. Passion is playing through a sprained ankle. Passion is not drop-kicking your opponent's kneecap and pretending it was incidental contact. Dijonai Carrington is out here pulling hair like she's styling mannequins, blindfolded. There's nothing passionate about going full UFC during post-game pleasantries. But again, it's who she targets that really exposes the game. DJ never pops off at league veterans with reach, strength, or, let's be honest, receipts. You won't see her trying that nonsense with a team featuring Candace Parker. She's not storming toward the 6'4". All-stars. No, she waits. She picks off the ones who are too stunned, too polite, or too green to swing back. It's not just violence. It's strategic violence, like a villain with a scouting report. And the fans? Oh, they're eating it up. Because let's be real, the drama is compelling. There's something disturbingly entertaining about watching someone try to double dutch their way between a handshake line and a street fight.
That go on for so long. How does WNBA security not usher them off of the floor? How are y'all allowing them to stay on the floor that long when you see it's becoming hostile? Especially with her reputation. Y'all supposed to get them off the floor. Get them off the floor. You don't see the other team. When Minnesota plays at home, right? When Minnesota plays at home and after the game, they do their dance, step thing, whatever it is they do. You don't see the other team out there. No, the other team beat it. They just smacked y'all. Skate, get out of here. Skedaddles, have a safe flight home. You don't see the other team out there when the minutes like, come on. Y'all lost. Y'all been losing.
If Kathy Engelbert doesn't get a grip soon, the WNBA won't be known for elite talent and rising influence. It'll be known as the league where you might catch a right hook before you catch your breath. It's time to stop issuing polite warnings and start delivering real consequences. If DJ Carrington turns another post-game moment into her own personal fight club and the league stays silent, we'll have to assume Kathy Engelbert is running this operation from an underwater bunker with no Wi-Fi. Punishment isn't optional anymore, it's survival. The WNBA can't afford to become a parody of itself, where every tense matchup ends with someone on the floor and someone else going viral for all the wrong reasons. DJ Carrington can't keep walking away like she's the main character in a telenovela, storming off after setting the building on fire. We need order. We need leadership. And most of all, we need Kathy to wake up and act like the commissioner of a professional sports league, not the director of a chaotic summer camp. Because at this point, the only thing more ridiculous than DJ Carrington's antics is that no one's stopping her. And in this bizarre WNBA drama fest, perhaps the strangest twist of all is that Skylar Diggins-Smith didn't even stand up to her.
Conversation that could also be important for the next CBA. You know, Kathy added a lot of games, and us as players, recovery is so important. We put our bodies on the line every single time. We had 9 games in 18 days. That's not really responsible for a commissioner. I think other teams have like 3 back-to-back. So it's just a lot of things that we could clean up in terms of scheduling. But we've persevered, and we show that we can do it. It's just something that obviously along the way over the course of a long season, that's really hard to do.
Skylar, the same Skylar who struts around like she invented toughness, who swaggers up and down the court like she's the final boss in a video game, just let DJ run wild like a toddler off their leash. Not even a side-eye. Not even a dramatic clapback. Sis was practically in airplane mode. For someone who talks the talk, she vanished the minute things got spicy. This is the same Skylar who never misses a chance to flex her attitude, whose highlight reels come with their own soundtrack of sass and smirks. But when DJ spun up her Tasmanian tornado routine, Skylar looked the other way like she just remembered she left her curling iron on. Where was all that alpha energy when the league needed anyone to pump the brakes on the chaos? Instead, everyone just let it happen. DJ went full Mortal Kombat again, and the veterans stood around like background dancers in her villain origin story. It's like no one wants to be the adult in the room. And now we've got a ripple effect. A chain reaction of unchecked aggression turning WNBA games into gladiator arenas with occasional free throws. Let's be real. These women are on a fast track to tearing down their own league. One foul-mouthed, elbow-throwing moment at a time. This isn't passion, it's sabotage. This is what happens when athletes confuse being competitive with being combustible, when they think chaos is branding, and when they believe if they're not trending for drama, they're not relevant.
Needs to step in and solve this nonsense, man. Y'all are allowing this girl to run around like a menace. And like I said, Satou, we all know Satou kind of soft. It is what it is. Like Satou ain't with all that. She know who to pick and choose to play these games with. She wouldn't have, you see Alyssa Thomas was stopping it. She wouldn't have did what that wolfing she was doing with Satou. She would never do that with Alyssa Thomas, who was there. She wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that at all. At all. At all. Y'all got popped by 13 points. You guys are 1-10.
And guess what? It's working. They're trending, just not for the reasons anyone wants the WNBA to trend. Instead of being recognized for elite skill, talent, and rising visibility, we're watching the league morph into a blooper reel of sideline scuffles and post-game meltdowns. If this keeps up, ESPN might as well run WNBA highlights right after a Real Housewives of Atlanta marathon for a seamless genre transition. The league had momentum. It brought in new fans, mainstream media coverage, and actual buzz. For the first time in a long time, casual sports watchers started to care. People outside the core audience were finally talking about women's basketball like it mattered. And what do some of these players do with that platform? They treat games like they're auditioning for Survivor Elbow Island.
Her to bully, attack, say whatever, do whatever she want to any damn players. There is no disciplinary actions. There is no nothing with Dijonai Carrington, bro. I mean, this is getting out of hand, dog. And it's just so crazy to me that this is yet another week. I mean, well, not even a week. Another game. And we have a Dijonai Carrington situation, bro. A whole damn situation.
It's jaw-droppingly self-destructive. Here you have a generational talent, someone with real star power, carrying the league's visibility on her back, and instead of protecting that energy, uplifting the game, and riding the momentum, some players are too busy body slamming each other and fighting over who gets to be the league's next chaos queen. Do they not realize what's at stake? Do they really think Caitlin Clark is going to stick around just to get blindsided by flying? Fists and petty fouls every night? If this keeps up, don't be shocked if she starts eyeing a European contract, and that'll be the end of this beautiful, fragile comeback the WNBA was just beginning to experience. Let's be honest, this league isn't bulletproof. It doesn't have the cushion, the clout, or the media insulation to survive this kind of drama and still keep climbing. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's the ticket, the ad revenue, the reason people are finally paying attention. And right now, the league is treating her like an expendable rookie instead of the lifeline she truly is.
I have two competitive women, okay, who are very spicy, very, they're gonna speak their mind. It is what it is. They got that no-nonsense attitude. They gonna clash. Low-key during that Unrivaled, okay, back in February when it was 1v1, they damn near was fighting, okay, when it was Satou Sabally up against Dijonai Carrington. Satou Sabally, again, she's 6'4", large wingspan. She's bigger and stronger and taller than Dijonai Carrington. She was tossing Dijonai Carrington around.
And no one, especially not Cathy Engelbert, seems willing to step in and say, enough, we're not doing this anymore. No one's laying down the law. No one's pulling DJ aside and saying, hey, you know what might be more productive than trying to strangle someone with their own ponytail? Defense. No one is holding players accountable for behavior that would get you kicked out of a pickup game at your local YMCA. Instead, we get vague press releases and empty statements. Caitlin Clark didn't show up to get clotheslined mid-air or sucker checked off a screen, but that's exactly what's happening. And if you think she's going to take that kind of abuse indefinitely, you're dreaming. Let's be real. Europe would love to have her. The fans would actually appreciate her. The teams would build around her. And you know what they wouldn't do? Use her as a crash test dummy to prove some twisted point about toughness.
Here, this Satou Sabally, right? So Satou Sabally is in Dallas. Now we all know she used to play for Dallas. So it wasn't a welcome back. Dijonai Carrington immediately put her hands up to the camera. Now this clip, like this scene right here, is going viral everywhere. Dijonai Carrington putting her hand up to the camera, really telling the camera she don't want nothing to.
So if the WNBA wants to keep this rising tide from turning into a tidal wave of disaster, it better act fast. That means real punishment, real leadership, and maybe, just maybe, a reminder to players like DJ Carrington that you don't grow the game by trying to knock out your teammates, your opponents, or your league's only bankable star. You grow the game by playing it like it matters, like you want people to watch. Like the goal is to inspire, not intimidate. But right now, too many players seem more interested in seeing their name in headlines than in building something that lasts. And Cathy Engelbert, she's running out of chances. You can't let the league devolve into a bad episode of Jerry Springer and still pretend you've got it under control. This isn't intensity, it's insecurity. It's desperation disguised as dominance. And if no one steps up to stop it, Caitlin Clark won't. Be the only one looking for the exit.